Hello everyone, my name is Marcos Jimenez, and today I will be doing an argumentative analysis on the documentary titled A Tragedy Foretold Flight 3054 on Netflix. Essentially, what this documentary plans to do and the purpose of this documentary is to share the stories of the victims and individuals involved in this fatal accident to spread awareness and also explain how a fatal tragedy like this, Flight 3054, could have been preventable and how it occurred. But ultimately, it's to spread awareness and hold Brazil and its unorganized and flawed aviation system accountable. So essentially, what happened? Essentially, what this is the deadliest aviation crash in Latin American history, which occurred in São Paulo, Brazil, which killed 199 individuals. Essentially, the TAM airline crashed into its own corporate office. So the first way that this documentary adds to its argumentative stance. In episode one, titled The Ground, it appealed to pathos using a variety of testimonies from the victims' families through interviews, which helped build their argument of how tragic and impactful this tragedy was. So, right here, we have Dario Scott, which is one of the fathers of one of the daughters who died on the plane. And the documentary does a really good job at getting the individuals tears, their facial expressions, and just reminiscing of the memories of their lost family members, which honestly made me very emotional during the whole documentary. And it really adds to the trustworthiness that this tragedy was really bad. Secondly, it appeals to ethos. It appeals to ethos through professional testimonies and artifacts. So in the documentary, through the use of professional testimonies, we have a lot of firefighters and forensic experts who were on the scene who were collecting debris from the crash to try and figure out what occurred. To be more specific, Antonio Noguera worked on the scene trying to find the black box of the plane. And he explained how horrible this tragedy was firsthand, how this was one of the worst cases he's ever worked on. And he also shared forensic photos, which we see right here, of the conditions and how short the landing field actually is, which ultimately could have led to the crash. And he shares his expert explanations as of what could have happened. In conclusion, through the use of pathos and ethos, this documentary does a really good job of explaining the depth of how horrible this tragedy was for the victims of the family and how it just affects them to this day. And it really ties into the argument of bringing in awareness to how bad this was and how unorganized the aviation system was in Brazil at the time, and how an accident like this could have been easily preventable. And again, here are my references for the images used in my presentation. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.